Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a high-tech dilemma that has trapped thousands of very frustrated users.
We're talking about the Minn Kota Terrova trolling motor. The big one, the 80-pound thrust model. Costs about $2,200.
And on paper, I mean, this thing is just perfection.
Yeah.
It has flawless specs, GPS spot lock, that's the electronic anchor Bluetooth, the whole iPilot guidance system.
All the bells and whistles.
Exactly. The marketing promises it'll hold your position perfectly, you can record your paths, it's quiet. But our sources, years of user forums, customer service data, they tell a very different story.
Right. So our mission here is to figure out why a system that's engineered so well seems to just descend into chaos after, the first season.
We want to move past that initial sales pitch.
And really dissect the real-world data to find the common thread in all that chaos.
And if you dive into those forums, you see this incredibly consistent pattern. It almost always starts between, say, 6 and 18 months of use.
And the symptoms are identical, which is what's so fascinating.
Yeah, the remote just suddenly flashes, motor not found. Or the spot lock feature, the main reason you buy it, it just kicks off after 15 seconds with this loud beep.
Or you lose power, the motor just won't work above setting 4 or 5, it just quits.
So naturally, everyone jumps to the most expensive conclusion, right?
Of course. You immediately think it's a complex electronic failure. The control board, the heading sensor, the steering motor. You think the brains of the operation have broken down.
But surely it can't just be the batteries. I mean, we're talking about a very sophisticated piece of gear. Doesn't it have diagnostics to flag poor power? What's really going on here?
That is the stunning reveal. We've seen this confirmed by Minn Kota service techs themselves. The culprit is almost universally simple: power starvation. It accounts for nearly 90% of these so-called failures.
90%. Wow.
It's just starving for power.
So here's the technical detail that I guess makes all the difference. This motor draws 56 amps at maximum thrust.
Which is a substantial amount of current. It's way more than cheaper models, and it just chews through batteries, degrading them much faster than anyone expects.
It's like putting regular gas in a Formula 1 car and then wondering why the engine is sputtering.
Exactly. And that creates this huge diagnostic gap. Because you'll take a standard multimeter to your battery, and it'll show, 12.4 volts. It looks healthy.
It looks totally fine. So you think, well, it can't be the battery. It must be the expensive motor.
Right. But the manufacturer specifies you need a minimum of 12.6 volts under load for each battery in the system.
Ah, so that's the key. Under load. The moment you crank that motor up to that 56 amp draw.
The voltage just nosedives, it drops below the threshold, and the motor's computer, which is actually really smart, it just shuts down to protect itself.
So that beep isn't a failure code, it's a warning. I'm not getting enough juice.
Precisely. What looks like a sophisticated electronic malfunction is just plain old power starvation. If you replace those insufficient batteries with proper deep cycle marine units, we're talking at least 100 amp hours.
All the defective motor symptoms just vanish.
They vanish instantly. The motor itself is engineered exceptionally well.
So this really isn't a product quality issue at all, is it?
No, it's a massive communication failure.
Because that critical detail, the load testing requirement, it's buried in the back of a troubleshooting guide.
Instead of being on a giant sticker right on the box. So the takeaway for you is you have to budget for premium batteries from day one and plan to replace them maybe every 2 years, no matter what a simple voltage reading says.
If you do that, you get a decade of reliable performance. If you don't, you get that cycle of frustration. So to sum it up, always look past the surface marketing. High-performance gear demands high-performance support.
It's a brilliant product, but only when you power it properly. And it leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? In any high-tech system, the weakest link is so often the component we overlook or try to save money on. The one that looks fine on the surface but fails under pressure.
So what other critical systems in your life might be silently struggling, not from a real failure, but just from power starvation?
Something to think about.
A great thought to end on. Keep questioning everything.